What if you could borrow money, earn interest, or trade assets without ever setting foot in a bank? No loan applications, no middlemen, no government gatekeeping your money. This is DeFi, and it's quietly rewriting the rules of global finance. To understand DeFi, you first have to understand what banks actually do, and why billions of people around the world still can't access them at all. When you deposit $1,000 into a bank, the bank doesn't hold that money. It lends out $900 to someone else, keeps only a fraction in reserve, and pockets the interest spread. This is fractional reserve banking, the foundation of the entire global financial system. Banks are intermediaries. They sit between every financial transaction, between you and a mortgage, between a business and a loan, between countries exchanging currencies. Every transaction, they take a cut. Every decision, they set the rules. And if you're in the wrong country, wrong credit bracket, or wrong neighborhood, you're out. Right now, 1.4 billion adults on Earth have no access to formal banking. They can't save securely, can't get credit, can't participate in the global economy. And even for those of us who do have bank accounts, the system is slow, expensive, and opaque. Wire transfers take 3 days. Credit card companies charge merchants 2 to 3% on every sale. Banks pay you 0.1% interest while charging 25% on credit cards. The system was built for the 20th century. The 21st century needed something better. In 2013, a 19-year-old programmer in Toronto named Vitalik Buterin published a white paper. He'd been studying Bitcoin, the first truly decentralized currency, and he saw something Bitcoin's creators had missed. Bitcoin proved you could create money without a central authority. But Buterin asked, what if you could program the money itself? What if financial agreements could execute automatically, without banks, lawyers, or trust? 2 years later, Ethereum launched, and with it, the concept that would change everything: smart contracts. A smart contract is code that runs automatically when conditions are met. There's no middleman to approve it, no institution to enforce it, just math. Think of a vending machine. You insert money, you press a button, and the machine gives you what you paid for. No cashier, no manager, no trust required. The machine executes the agreement automatically. Smart contracts are vending machines for financial agreements. And because they run on a decentralized blockchain, no single company or government controls them. The code is transparent. Anyone can read it. Anyone can use it. This was the foundation. What would be built on top of it would shake the pillars of global finance. DeFi, decentralized finance, is an ecosystem of financial services built entirely on smart contracts. By 2021, it held over $100 billion in assets. Let's break down how it actually works. The first building block is stablecoins. DeFi needs digital dollars, tokens that hold their value but live entirely on the blockchain, outside of any bank. USDC is backed one-to-one by real US dollars held in audited reserves. DI is algorithmically maintained by over-collateralized crypto deposits. Stablecoins are the fuel of DeFi. The second building block is decentralized lending. Platforms like Aave and Compound let you deposit crypto as collateral and borrow against it instantly, algorithmically, around the clock. No credit check, no loan officer, no wait. The interest rate isn't set by a bank committee. It's determined by supply and demand in real time, automatically. The third building block is decentralized exchanges. Traditional exchanges match buyers with sellers. Uniswap replaced that with something called an automated market maker. Instead of an order book, there are liquidity pools, pairs of tokens deposited by regular users who earn fees on every trade that flows through. By 2023, Uniswap was processing over $2 billion in daily trading volume, without a single employee managing order flow. The fourth building block is yield. To attract liquidity, DeFi protocols created incentive systems. Deposit your assets, earn interest, plus governance tokens on top. During DeFi summer in 2020, annual yields of 300, 500, even 1,000% were common. Yes, they were risky. Yes, many collapsed. But they proved what was possible when code replaced bureaucracy. But here's what the DeFi evangelists don't always mention. In 2021 alone, hackers and exploiters stole more than $10 billion from DeFi protocols. Smart contracts are code. Code has bugs. And unlike a bank, there is no FDIC insurance. no fraud protection, no way to reverse a transaction once it's gone. The most famous early example, in 2016, a smart contract called the DAO raised $150 million in Ethereum from 11,000 investors. A hacker discovered a vulnerability, a recursive withdrawal flaw in the code, and drained $60 million before the attack could be stopped. The Ethereum community faced an impossible choice: roll back the blockchain to recover the funds, or stand by the principle that code is law. They rolled it back. A minority refused. That's how Ethereum Classic was born, a direct consequence of DeFi's first great failure, and failures keep coming. Rug pulls, where developers abandon a project after collecting funds. Flash loan attacks, where attackers borrow hundreds of millions in a single block to manipulate prices. Bridge hacks, where cross-chain protocols become targets for billion-dollar heists. Regulatory pressure has mounted globally. The SEC has sued exchanges and DeFi protocols. Congress is debating DeFi's legal status. The question isn't whether regulation will come, it's whether it will crush DeFi's innovation or channel it productively. Despite the risks, the trajectory of DeFi is unmistakably forward. Layer 2 networks have solved the cost problem that once made DeFi inaccessible to ordinary users. Ethereum gas fees, the cost of executing a transaction, once hit $200 for a simple swap. On Arbitrum or Optimism, that same swap now costs less than a dime. The barrier to entry has collapsed. Real-world assets are moving on-chain at scale. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with $10 trillion under management, launched a tokenized money market fund on Ethereum in 2024. U.S. Treasury bonds are being tokenized. Real estate, commodities, assets that once required million-dollar minimums and months of legal paperwork can now be bought and sold in seconds by anyone in any amount. Zero-knowledge proofs, a cryptographic breakthrough, allow you to prove something is true without revealing the underlying data. Imagine a loan that proves you're creditworthy without exposing your identity. A transaction that's publicly verifiable but personally private. That future is being built right now. And the institutional money flowing into DeFi's infrastructure, from venture capital, from banks, from hedge funds, signals that the technology has crossed from experiment to infrastructure. The 2017 bubble burst. The 2021 DeFi summer collapsed. But the builders kept building. And what they built has permanently changed how the world thinks about money, value, and financial access. DeFi isn't finished. It isn't perfect, but it represents something genuinely new. A financial system where the rules are code instead of policy, where access is permissionless instead of gatekept, and where the barriers that kept billions of people out of finance are, for the first time, negotiable. Whether DeFi ultimately replaces traditional finance, gets absorbed by it, or exists alongside it, what it has proven cannot be unproven. Money can be programmable. Finance can be open, and the revolution started with a 19-year-old's white paper. If you found value in this breakdown, subscribe to Crypto Company.